Jason Rzucidlo reporting for AmericaJR.com, being joined by Frank DeCaro, author of the Dead Celebrity Cookbook. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Very good.
Happy to be talking about my favorite book.
Excellent. I wanted to start off by going back a few years. I understand you were a media critic at the Detroit News and Free Press.
Oh, a few years. I think that's 100 years, actually. Yeah, I was a writer at the Detroit Free Press first for years, and I wrote about fashion and pop culture, and then I switched over to the Detroit News, and I covered media and pop culture and anything I was kind of interested in.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was a good gig.
Please start off and give me some highlights of the Dead Celebrity Cookbook.
Well, the Dead Celebrity Cookbook is more than 145 recipes from dearly departed celebrities whom I adore, and it's organized in chapters, sort of in a pop cultural, historical kind of way. I mean, there's a chapter on the great villains of the Batman TV series in the 60s. There's a chapter on the Golden Girls and their favorite recipes. There's a whole chapter dedicated to Lucille Ball in time for her, what would have been the 100th anniversary of her birth, and the 60th anniversary of I Love Lucy. And there's a music chapter. There's everything from Michael Jackson's Sweet Potato Pie to Liberace's Sticky Buns to Farrah Fawcett's Sausage and Peppers.
Okay. Now, many people are probably wondering, how did you obtain these recipes?
I am one step away from being on that show, Hoarders. I am someone who collects obsessively, and I started collecting anything. I mean, anything that had a celebrity recipe in it. I was collecting out-of-print cookbooks, flyers from supermarkets, manuals from microwave ovens. You name it, I collected it if it had a celebrity recipe in it, and then the celebrities were kind enough to die. And so I had a Dead Celebrity Cookbook on my hands. So that was sort of how it happened. And even though it has an irreverent title, and I like to joke about it, I'm very serious about being really fond of these performers and wanting to make sure that people remember them and know who these stars were.
Wow. So what was the hardest recipe to get, and what was the easiest?
Well, Katharine Hepburn's brownies are pretty much, every time there's a celebrity recipe book of any sort, Katharine Hepburn's brownies show up. So you can always find that recipe, and mostly it's because they're so good. I mean, I've seen celebrity recipe books that have other celebrities giving you Katharine Hepburn's brownie recipe. So it's, it might be Van Johnson's Katharine Hepburn's brownie, kind of thing. So it's like a double Dead Celebrity kind of thing going on. The hardest one for me to get was last Christmas, a year ago now, I was working on the book, and I opened a Christmas card, and a friend had sent me a recipe for one of my favorite TV stars and movie stars of all time, Yvonne DeCaro, and it was Yvonne DeCaro's Exotic Chicken Ecstasy. And so I got that, but that was one I never thought I'd see an Yvonne DeCaro recipe. I was quite excited about that, because she was my TV mom. I was raised on the Munsters and loved it completely, and so she was always my favorite, and so then to get that was kind of the best one.
All right. And now, why did you decide to focus on dead celebrities instead of living ones?
Well, I think enough people have done celebrity cookbooks, but I thought one that focused on dead celebrities was the right thing to do, because even though it is a cookbook, it's really more of a pop culture book, and my mission was to keep these names alive, and sort of the food was I guess the bait to get people interested in it, but it was more that I was concerned that the pop culture legacy of these performers was diminishing over time, and that upsets me. I don't like to see terrific performers upon whose shoulders today's performers stand not get the credit that they're due. So that was really why I focused on who I focused on. And I'm crazy about all the celebrities in the book. That was really the thing. I wanted to I had something to say about these performers, and that was the goal of the book.
All right. Now, how would you say this cookbook is different from ones offered by Martha Stewart or Rachael Ray?
The Martha Stewart's recipes are I think in the finest of taste, and I think some of these may taste good, but I don't think they're done in good taste necessarily. I think some of them are rely on such exotic ingredients as cream of mushroom soup in a can, and crescent rolls, popped right out of the dairy case, the refrigerator case. So they're not exactly the chicest of recipes necessarily, but they're certainly delicious comfort food.
Okay. Now, do you plan on releasing a second edition in, 5-10 years?
Actually, even sooner than that. I'm hoping to do a Dead Celebrity Christmas Cookbook in time for next Christmas, focusing on stars whose connection to pop culture very often has to do with the holidays. So that's my next project, and I'll be working on that in the first part of 2012.
Okay. Since I've got you on the line, can you tell me about your role in the movie Bear City 2?
If you've seen the trailer for Bear City 2, you've seen my appearance in the film. I have a walk-on, and I say a line or two to the lead actor, and then I'm gone. And I play myself, and that's it. It's not the starring role I might have hoped for, but it's certainly fun to be asked to be in a movie, and people are excited about the sequel. So I'm glad that my 10 seconds of airtime, hopefully it'll be in there.
And what is the movie about? Because I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen the movie either. I've only seen the trailer. They said we're making a sequel to Bear City, which is about a group of friends who are gay and are bears, and the hairy, berry, burly kinds of guys, and so it's a contemporary love story, and so I just kind of play myself in that, and I do something I'm love to do a lot. I ask for free tickets to something.
That's cool. So, since you've been in the business a long time, what would be your advice to students who are looking to become journalists?
Take writing classes. Go to a major in journalism. Learn how to be a fantastic writer, and then write all the time. Write on deadline. Write constantly, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. And I think that's really That sounds like, I guess, a pat answer, but it's pretty true.
All right.
But I can't undervalue. I can't tell you how important it was that I went to a journalism school, and a good one at that. It really helped me a lot.
Now, you mentioned already you're starting the second edition of the book. I know you got the radio show. What's next for you?
That's pretty much keeping me busy. I haven't lined up a TV gig yet, but I'm hoping that something will come of. I'm hoping to get back on TV in 2012. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and work toward that. But the book has been. It's my first in about 13 years, so it's really fun to have a book again. And I'm not doing what I did last time and let it go cold. I'm starting work on another one right away. So that'll keep me off the streets for a while.
Congratulations on that. Any other remarks before we wrap it up?
No, I just hope that people will not only use the cookbook as a source of fun recipes, but really use the viewing guides and get out there and learn about and watch the work of these fantastic performers and really learn something. I get upset when I hear people who not only don't know who older performers are, but don't even care. And that bugs me. I was watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and the guy, the answers were it was Betty Davis, Joan Crawford, Marilyn Monroe, and Katharine Hepburn. And the guy said, "Well, I've never seen a movie with any of these women in it, but I will guess." And I just was like, I'm just going to kill myself. Why would you deprive yourself at a time when anything can be called up with a couple of keystrokes. You can call up footage of anything. Why would you not have seen a Katharine Hepburn movie or a Betty Davis movie or whatever? I mean, it's not an excuse to say, well, that was before my time. It's like you can learn about anything.
And what was the question?
Oh, it was what was the question about what Billy Wilder movie, or which of these actresses had appeared in 2 Billy Wilder movies? And it was Marilyn Monroe. It was 2 in the morning. I knew what I was. Of course, it was like I just sitting there going, Marilyn Monroe, say Marilyn Monroe. But then when he said, I've never seen a movie with any of them in it, it was just like I had to do everything. But if I'd had a gun, I'd have shot the TV. It was so frustrating.
Wow. All right. Thanks so much.
You'll read my book and he'll learn something.
Yep. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was nice speaking with you today.
You too. Take care and have a great New Year.
Copyright 2011, AmericaJR.com, Detroit, Michigan, USA.